Welcome to the Child Care Director's Chair, the podcast for bold educators who are ready to lead, grow, and shake things up in early childhood education. Whether you are a teacher eyeing that lead role, a lead stepping into leadership, or a center owner dreaming big, this is your space to grow with purpose and leave your mark. Hosted by heart-centered leadership coach Erica Sacoccio, each episode brings you real talk, actionable tools, and a contagious laugh or two, all designed to help you step into your next level with confidence. So pour your coffee, pop in those earbuds, and take your seat, because your leadership journey starts right now in the Child Care Director's Chair.
Hey guys, it's your girl Erica Sacoccio here with the Child Care Director's Chair podcast, and we have a guest today. We are going to be joined with someone who's going to talk to us a little bit about filling our classrooms, because it's August and we are in the thick of getting ready for back to school. Depending where you are in the country, some folks start in August, some people start in September, but there's a good chance your phones are ringing. Or if they're not, then this episode's definitely for you, because filling classrooms today in this climate is really, really hard. But we can make it easier. We can help parents become more informed. They're more selective, and we want them to feel confident when they're sending their child to you. That's where leadership steps in and your influence comes in. So today's episode is going to be the first of a 4-part series with Kathy Jensen from Jackrabbit Care. And we're going to talk about how to get your classrooms full, how to really showcase your brand, and have clear communication with intentional touch points and a strong value proposition to draw the right families. Because it's not about doing more, it's about doing what matters and doing it well. So welcome to the show, Kathy.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me on, Erica.
Yeah, my pleasure. So tell folks a little bit about yourself before we dig into this.
Sure. One of the main things is I am in the early childhood field. I have owned my own center for almost 25 years now. So along with working with Jackrabbit Care on developing software that will help all of us improve the back end of our center's organization, communication, things like that. I still am very involved in the field as far as running my own center daily. And I love to get out too, get across the country and do speaking engagements, things like that. So early childhood truly is my passion.
Awesome. So I think we're going to be in for a good combo because we both love what we do. So,
Yes.
Kathy, directors are working harder than ever to boost their enrollment. What's the first thing that you look at when a program says they're struggling to fill a spot?
Typically, when I am talking with a colleague and we're talking about if we're having issues or struggling with enrollment, is first you need to look at your demographics in your area. Did birth rates go down recently? I know a lot of us across the country right now, we're frustrated because our enrollment may have taken a dip in the past couple of years after this post-COVID birth rate drop. We had a lot of babies right after COVID. Then we had these next couple of years, it went down a little bit. So you have to look at that first. And if that's pretty solid, start taking a look at what your message is that you're putting out in your community. Are you involved in your community? I always feel that the more community engagement you can have, local fairs, parades, anything like that, partnering with your local food bank, just getting your name out there that you are part of this community. And that goes a really long way, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. What about so sometimes people don't have a good website or have a website, or they get phone calls and they don't call them back, or, what is, I think you also need to look at your flow. Your flow of, how does a lead find you? Of course is important, but then what happens when the lead comes?
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Erica. What are you looking like out in the digital world? Because let's be honest, if someone's new to an area, they're going to Google what's near me. Don't ignore Google. It is huge. And your Google business profile, that's free. And you can upload pictures. You can almost look like a mini website. Some people never make it past that. They just will click call you then.
Yeah.
And then what's the next step? What's happening once they call you? Is someone answering the phone? What's the environment sound like in the background? Is it crazy, a lot of noise? Is it, some of us, we might had to have gone into a classroom. I tend to let that maybe go to voicemail, and then I will give them a call back when I step out. Do you have information you can readily give to them? Whether it's a phone call, whether they click on something on your website. Is within your website, do you have something automated that sends right away to them? People are also in a we need it now with, that's what our society is. So it could be 2 a.m. and that's the time this parent has to be researching and they want to know things now.
Yeah.
So, and then starting that relationship with them right away, I think is very important from the first contact you have. And that could be your Google page. Or your website.
Yeah. It's funny because I think we all come at these problems with different solutions, and there's certainly more than one, and I hear people sometimes say the thing about, not answering the phone if it sounds crazy. Well, it's a child care center. There's a good chance you're going to hear kids, right? So sometimes it might look like this, like you answer the phone, you say, hello, thank you for calling ABC Child Care. This is Erica. How can I help you? Oh, Erica, I want some information on Torrent. Literally, I would go, I would love to help you with that. Let me get your name. Kathy, great. Your number, great. Right now, I'm tending to the students, but I'm going to give you a call back in 15 minutes, or I'm going to give you a call back at the end of the day because the kids are our top priority. Because then it shows that you prioritize the families and the children, right? So there's lots of ways to solve the problems. But I think the big thing is if you're having a challenge, look at what that process looks like and write it down. Is it repeatable? If you have multiple locations, is that how it's rolling out at every center? Do you have better service at one center than the other? The other thing you said, the Google page, which is so great, but I think too, and you had said community, those community Facebook pages, which are also free, are gold. Those are gold. Get on there. And don't just always sell your program, right? Like be the authority in your area. Maybe you're writing a blog. Maybe you're posting tips on how to get your kid ready for back to school. So because some of them won't let you sell on there, right? But they'll let you put content on there. So 5 tips to teach your kid how to read, like how to potty train. All those things, you can do those for free in those mommy groups. And I can't tell you how many referrals we get from that. So there's lots of free things out there too.
Yes, there is.
So you had said something that I thought was interesting too. Like, what is your message saying? So for those of you out in the marketing world, I think you normally call this like your unique value proposition, right? It's marketing speak. But what that really looks like in this space? Like, how can a director figure out what truly sets their program apart?
I think you have to, first of all, you have to go back a little bit to what are your core values in your school, in your center. And I mean, our core values are actually like 5 or 6 words, just single words. And I always say we can't always just talk the talk. We have to walk the walk. So if community, which it is, one of our core values, what are the things we are doing that support that community? Respect, dedication, growth. Those are a few more of ours. And that I came up with those with my team. We did a great exercise and we did it together. But then, and I think, like I said, once you're living your core values, it will set you apart. And as far as, yes, you're out there. I know when I started out, I was small. So I marketed, we are a small individualized program,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I hit that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've continued to stay that, but you have to look at what is it in your school and take that in and make it to your advantage. That we are smaller, and some people like smaller. So
Mm-hmm.
that worked. Um, so yeah, but the core values, I think once you get those in place, it can help you in every aspect, and that's what people will start to they see it too. It's just not what you're not just talking it, you're doing it.
Yeah, I love that. So, and the other thing too is it's great for you and I to know those core values as the owners. But like you said, bringing your team into that, having them be a part of that, they're going to be part of implementing it. And I think too, when you're doing your marketing, like you said, community, which is one of mine. So this is just a
Hmm.
very easy layover. You had
Yeah.
said, being in that parade, being at those community events, like when you're posting on Facebook, you make that connection picture of the kids in the parade.
Yes.
Community is so important to our program. And here this is our fifth year in the parade. Maybe you'll be in the parade with us next year. Like
Hmm.
so, making those connections so families can see it too. Because lots of programs, almost every program's website says we offer a high quality program. What does
Right.
that mean? Because we
Right.
all use this like kind of like jargon. What does the family doesn't know what that means, especially if it's a first time child, their first child.
Hmm.
They don't know what that means. Everybody's going to say that. So you're going to go to 5 centers. They're all going to say we're family run. Think about those things that really, really are different, unique for you. And maybe it's the hours that you have. Maybe it's the tenure
Hmm.
of your staff. Maybe it's your vegetable garden in the back. But know what it is. And, make sure everybody who answers that phone knows what it is, because that's the other
Yeah.
part. Yeah.
Yes, Erica. And you said too, uh, posting pictures that relate to that also, right? You're showing them, you're actually showing them examples of this is, we do family field trips where we all get, because we're a community and we're all going to do things together. And so, showing the pictures of, look at us and all our families, we're going to see, this show at our local theater together. So yes, pictures too. Pictures, worth 1,000 words.
Yeah. And most centers are building a community, not just for the children, but like you said, for the families. I make this joke during my tours, and I'll say, you'll get invited to more birthday parties than you ever want to. Because we
Yes.
do have such a
Yes.
great, yeah, we have such a great community at our
Yes.
school. So,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. From your perspective, how does having a clear mission and vision, or school vision, impact enrollment outcomes?
I think that relates, it's huge, right? Just like I was talking about core values. And I don't know necessarily. Some people, the word mission statement sometimes will scare some of us as business owners too. Like,
Mhm.
oh, I've got to make this one or two sentence or this paragraph, and then I have to live by it. And I would challenge you to go back to maybe just single words, core value things. And then sometimes that mission, quote unquote, statement kind of writes itself.
Yeah,
But it has to be, you've got to have it as a base
yeah,
to build everything around. And from who you're hiring to what types of families you have in your centers and how that all works together.
yeah. I will share a story that literally just happened 2 days ago. I did a tour for a family, and I was the third center they had gone to. And I called them in the office and asked them to have a seat. And they kind of looked puzzled. And I was like, what's the matter? And they said, this is the third center I've gone to. No one has even had us come in the office and sit. They would
Mm,
walk us through and say, do you got any questions? I'm
right.
like, well, that's not a tour. And you got to remember, when you're doing that tour, you're both making a decision whether it's the right fit for the family,
Yes.
and the center. Because you're not, as much as we all think we're, the bee's knees, no center is the right fit for every family.
Everybody.
So
Yeah.
you're interviewing them as they're interviewing you. And, you want to make that again, our values are definitely family is first, right?
Mhm.
And even you, if you're taking people out on a family field trip, you have similar values. You want
Mhm.
the families to feel welcome. So if you're bringing somebody in for a tour and you're not even having them have a seat or for them a cup of coffee, anything, you're gonna lose, especially if you're in a very competitive market. So, I think we can make a lot of excuses. People can't afford it. State funded pre-K. There's a lot of competition. Da da da. But if you do it right, I feel like you can still stay fo in today's
Yes.
economy.
Yes. Yep. And you have to look at, especially economy, what is your community looking like right
Mhm,
now? And our community, like I'm aware, our financial struggles are, it's a hard
mhm,
time. So I typically have in years past, doesn't matter, 5% increase. This year
mhm.
I didn't. And that was for our community. So we have talked about that with
Yeah.
our current families and new families. We hear you. We're
Mhm.
gonna hold here with you guys. And loyalty and trust, huge,
Yeah,
huge.
for
Building
sure.
trust, trusting relationships.
Yeah. So let's talk tech, right? How
Yeah.
can tools like Jackrabbit Care help create a personalized, high touch experience for prospective families right from the very first inquiry?
Well, from the very first inquiry, a lot of it is going to be the electronic things that Jackrabbit Care can offer. And that's going to be a quick link to, hey, I can apply right from their website. I click this link, it's going to take me into the Jackrabbit's going to streamline that right into you can apply to be part of the center if you want to. And then from there, it starts integrating them into your system right away, and you can be tracking them, getting pertinent information that you need. Then let's say, they had the tour and they officially want to enroll. You can take them to the next step, not only in the software, but in their process, where then they're going to constantly be getting communication that's automated, which we all love to help save us some time. Okay, now you're at this step. We need you to upload your health records, your immunization records, that is all offered in there. Meanwhile, I think we all as centers have certain times a year that are busier for enrollment than others. So if you're having a lot of that come in at one time, then you'll be able to be handling that in bulk efficiently. And then the biggest thing I know our families love at my own school is the parent app, which is our Circle Time app. And they're all in one right in their hand if they want it. They can message between the center and the teachers. They can look up their account. They can make payments. They can that's where like any videos, photos teachers might send during the day about something the children are doing. It is their command center that literally is at their fingertips. So, and keeping us all connected.
Yeah. What's maybe one missed opportunity that you see centers overlooking during that enrollment process, and maybe how can they tighten that up?
I think it's about we get them, you get the initial contact, you get the tour, you've got them, right? They're enrolling, but then there might be a communication gap in between when they're going to start and when the enrollment started.
Mhm.
So I think communication through email or messaging on the app, which Jackrabbit Care handles all of that. You can send that all out. Just staying in touch with them and continuing to build new relationships with people, and keeping them informed, being very transparent, and this helps, I think.
Yeah, you just said something really good there, and I think um, it might be a gap in my own system when I think about it. So, so the way that our system is now, you enroll a child, but we don't really turn them on as active until they
Hmm.
actually start, which
Hmm.
means all the newsletters, all the communication, all the stuff that we're doing, they're not getting that till the child actually starts. But especially for infants, you may have somebody enroll and their child's not starting for 3 months. right? So you almost are like you're not part of that community or, you know, until your child starts. But if they've already enrolled with you, you probably should start to integrate them into your
Hmm.
community even before their child has entered your building. So that is a great point and a great gap there that you said. And I'm
Yeah.
sure I'm not the only one. Um, so before we wrap up, are there any other tips or things you think that folks should know as we are heading into, peak enrollment? Like you said, there's different times. There's January, there's June for summer camp, and then certainly that August, September time for back to school. Any other tips or things that you want to leave with the folks?
I think relationship building is going to be your best tool. And that is continuing to nurture your current relationships, because let's be honest, word of mouth, referrals from other families, that is the best. That's the best advertisement you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So keep nurturing your current relationships, and that will go I think, very far. And I always trust. Trust is the main thing. We work with parents, families, the most important thing in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And it's scary, the position they could be in. So to build that relationship and trust, they can trust you, they can trust your school for their safety and their education, all of that. So relationships,
Yeah.
don't let them go by the wayside. They're very
Yeah.
important.
They definitely are. I know we're going to talk about this in another episode that we're doing in the series, but I want you, while we're here and we're talking about this, think about how the teacher's role in recruiting families into your program and keeping families in your program, because we could do all the work and we can have all the systems in
Hmm.
place. We can get that tour, we can close that tour, we can integrate them into the family, but into the community. But the thing
Hmm.
that really keeps people at your
Yes.
center, besides communication and trust, is your teachers. So
Teachers.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And I do like what you said about nurturing folks, because if we have a jump, just think about this for a minute, let this resonate for a minute. If we have a jump and an increase in enrollment in June, in the back to school time in January, something is happening in the industry at those times, right? We didn't just have a big influx of children that were born. It's a transitional time, and that's when parents start to assess, is this the right school for my child?
Hmm.
Is it time to move on? So they're already cued by the commercials and the conversations at the playground, like, oh yeah, Johnny started this new school, I love it, it's great. So really pay attention to that, because it's great if you enroll 5 people in the front, but if you lost 7 in the back,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
you didn't win the game. You didn't win
No,
the game.
no.
Yeah. Yes. So, all right. So as we go, let's do this. If enrollment season is stressing out directors, right? They're feeling overwhelmed. Maybe what's a good starting point to regain control over enrollment without burning out?
My number one tip, and it just came to me as we were talking, go through the enrollment process yourself.
Mm,
Where did you get frustrated? What's your funnel look like? Every touch point. So pretend you are an interested parent, pick an age group you want to pretend like you are, and go
mm,
through it. And what
mm.
frustrated you? What did you like? What, didn't you like?
Yeah.
I've done that before because I'm like, ooh, that doesn't feel very smooth or easy. And then I adjust it.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. So we hope that this will help you get some more folks in those seats. Don't get frustrated. Don't give up. We've got your back. So if enrollment is stressing you out, this is the season to stop all of that, right? It's time to stop doing it all by hand and start working smarter. Our sponsors at Jackrabbit offer a powerful platform to help you manage your enrollment pipeline, communicate with families, and create systems that actually support your growth. So if you're ready to fill those classrooms with clarity and confidence, click the link below in the show notes. Book your free demo at Jackrabbit Care. And don't forget to tell them Erica from the Child Care Director's Chair sent you. So hopefully you will tune in to our second part of our episode on how teachers can help you win the game of enrollment. Until then, see you tomorrow. Bye.
That's a wrap for this episode of the Child Care Director's Chair, where we believe leaders aren't born, they're grown. If something sparked for you today, share it, shout it out, or pass it along to the next bold changemaker in childcare. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and stay connected with Erica Sakosio for more real talk leadership tools and a whole lot of inspiration. Until next time, lead with heart, grow with fire, and always remember, the chair is yours. Now own it.